Dungeon Crawler Network presents Tales of Tamriel.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode 93 of Tales of Tamriel, a Dungeon Crawler Network production. I am your host, Agelos. Sorry for the little bit of a late delay, but, getting home, getting the little milk drinker out, and also setting up OBS because I didn't do it from before, pushed me back a few minutes. I hope that didn't deter you from watching because we are here now. We are live, in Orsinium currently with all the filthy orcs. And with me this afternoon, two guys that I just missed terribly because it's been a while since we've done this show. Avi, sir, how are you today?
I'm doing good. I've missed you guys too. It's been different not coming here and showing up every Sunday to talk to you guys. So back on track,
Right, absolutely. And also, the man from across the pond, the guy who I actually did speak to like yesterday or the day before for the Dungeon Crawler Network podcast, Astellian. How are you, sir?
I'm doing very well, thanks. It's been far too long. My Sundays have been empty without this.
It definitely has. It definitely has.
I'm with you.
I don't even know what to do without my Sunday. I think the last few Sundays, because I've been working on the new house and everything, it's like I don't know. I just don't even know what to do with myself. I wake up on Sunday and I'm like, I feel like there's something that I'm missing, but I don't know what it is. And then
sit down and talk some Elder Scrolls.
Exactly. I'm totally missing all of it. But no, we're here now, and we've got lots to talk about because it has been a little while since we have actually gotten here and gotten a chance to be here to talk on the show. We are now live as well, and we'll be doing shows live every Sunday, 3 p.m. Eastern, right here on youtube.com/Dungeon Crawler Network. And I see we got a couple people in the chat room already. So, hey, Velociraptor, hey, Setsua, hey, Ark. So glad to see you guys. It's been a while. I don't even know what all to do. So we should really move right on into the game news. But before we do, I have to do a special thank you for all of our Patreon supporters out there, and a shout out to all of those guys who keep us going every single month, donating and keeping us going, man. You guys are the best, and we really do appreciate it. If you're actually not supporting us but wish to, you can support us over at Dungeon Crawler Network, patreon.com/Dungeon Crawler Network. There's a link on our website, dungeoncrawlernetwork.com. You can also support us by subscribing to our YouTube channel, leaving us a review on iTunes, and telling a friend about us. All those fun things. Keeps us going. It's great. And we actually hit 2.5K followers on the on the Twitter account. So that's exciting.
All that. Awesome.
Yeah, I was really excited about that. Really excited. But yeah. All right, let's go ahead and roll right into the game news. First off, we got Million Reasons to Play contest has ended as of the 10th of January. So, I guess that means
I haven't got my $1 million yet.
You haven't?
So
You haven't?
Are you sure it's over?
Yeah, well, they're apparently going to announce the winners on sometime in February.
Okay. So there's still hope.
There's still hope. Yeah.
I was gonna say they're breaking my heart over here.
Don't give up yet, mate. Don't give up. Yeah, we definitely have that to do. Of course, you got the $1 million winner if you were able to actually be part of it. I know there's a lot of states in the U.S. Well, I shouldn't say a lot. There's like 2 states in the U.S. I think it is that don't actually allow you to participate in these type of events. I think New York is one, if I remember correctly, and I
Yeah.
want to say Florida, but I might be wrong. It's hard to remember. Yeah.
There was a second place prize too, like a handful of crowns or something like that.
3,000 crowns. Yeah.
3,000. Okay.
But it's
oh man,
this.
second to suck.
I know, right? If you think about it,
It's 3,000 crowns. Oh, cheers. That's what, $30?
it's barely that, I think, actually. So,
Not the actual anything, so I'm not like saying, oh, how gay they, or how sucky is that. I'm just saying it would really suck to come second because so close to $1 million.
oh, right.
$30 of crowns instead.
Yeah, and just so people are aware of how this is going to work, because I know some people are talking about why are they spending $1 million, etc. They are and they're not. You're not going to get a lump sum of this, just so that you're aware. How they were planning on doing this was they're essentially going to pay you like, what was it, $50-some thousand a year for like 20 years. So they're essentially hiring a mid-level IT support guy that just never has to show up into the office. That's essentially
Pretty
what
much.
they're doing, yeah. Which I could tell you, if I won, I would just quit my job and play ESO all day. But that's what I would do.
Me too. Lost the lottery, so now I'm hoping on ESO to hook me up.
Right. Yeah, didn't win the lottery. No Powerball. But that is a thing. So expect to hear that in, I guess they just pretty much said near the beginning of February. So, yeah, we'll move right on into that. Next little bit of news that we have is Crown Store Showcase for January. They really had you in mind there, Avi, didn't they?
Yeah, they knew I was playing a girl character, so they said, let's give him what he wants. Some skin showing goodness,
Are
I have
you
no
are you
complaints.
showing off your bits? Is that what's happening here?
Just a little bit. I'm still wearing the one from December, I believe it was, the kind of pirate looking one with the big boots.
Oh, really?
I really like that one. Estelle
Okay.
looks so good in that, so she's rocking that right now.
Gotcha. The pirate. Oh, I'm trying to remember. There were a couple dresses that came out, but that's not in particular. One dress. They had that from the previous months. But there's a few others. The Markarth Wolf Hound, which I know our friend Wicked Wolf. I was teasing him with that, going, "Hey, look, it's a wolfhound, sort of," and he quickly chastised me, saying it's not a real wolf. Forget it.
From
Yeah.
Markarth, though.
Yeah, it's from Markarth.
Probably my favorite city in Skyrim, so.
I do like it. I actually like it. I'll probably get it. I know the goat's available
It's got the
now.
word wolf in it. What more do you want?
I know, right? It's wolf something. And the big news, and I see Ark in chat's already said it. Nord hero costume, the first of the hero costumes from the Three Fates trailer, is available. Who's getting
Pretty
it?
awesome.
Good.
Yeah, it looks pretty awesome. Even the girl one looks really good. They did a good job on it. I'm definitely getting it,
Nice. I actually have a ton of crowns currently,
too.
like 6,000 or something like that. Because
Well, I have 1,500 less crowns than I had a few minutes ago.
Is it because of the bag sales?
It might just be.
Well, good, because that was one thing we were actually going to talk about, was the bag sales. Unfortunately, if you're not watching this live right now, which I don't know why you're not, but if you're listening to this when this goes live, probably tomorrow, you're only going to have to like 10 a.m. to actually get in on that bag sale. So if you haven't done it already, you're probably not going to get it.
It's 50% off, right?
Yeah, 50. So that's actually kind of nice if you were
Yeah.
in the mood to, well, get your bags up there. I mean, bags I never really thought were that expensive, but if they ever do the bank, well, I've already done my bank account, so it's not for me, but other people, it gets pretty expensive near the end. I think it was almost $500,000, or it was a little over 800,000, I think, to do it all. So
I'll
that's
be all over half-price bank space.
right.
Yeah.
But the bags, as I say, you're right, because at 1,000 crowns, for me, it wasn't really worth buying the bag space because it's not that expensive. But hey, I'm a sucker for a deal, half price. I think the last 3 bag slots. So anyone else out there want to finish their bag space, it could well be worth getting. But don't fall for it just because it's on offer. Don't go spending it when you could have spent 400 gold instead.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you've bought a good few bag spaces before you go and crown store it.
Yeah, please don't crown store when it's like 100 or 1,000 gold. That's nothing.
Yeah, make sure it's like 15 or beyond at least.
Yeah, even then, unless like you said with the 50% off, I don't know. I guess if you have a large disposable income, it's fine. But none of the bag space stuff I thought was really all that expensive. And if you play the game at least decently long, it's fairly easy to get the money. Like it's not really that hard to get the money in game.
Yeah, I mean, in all honesty, my wife's account, she's got what 1.5 million gold now, maybe 2 million. Who knows? It's been a long time she's been on, but I could really just use that and go and bought myself some more bag space. But
yeah,
I got 12,000 crowns sitting around that's been doing nothing for almost a year.
Really?
Yeah, well, I don't buy anything, do I? I can't stand pets, and I look too cool to get costumes. So unless they release a full set costume where I can actually put each individual piece on, I've got no interest in putting a bedsheet over my head and going, ooh, I've got a costume.
Right.
No skimpy clothing outfits for you, Esteldian?
No, not unless to do a furry Nordic mankini. I'll buy that in an instant. The mankini cosmetic outfit.
The mankini. Pretty much, I think that's all PvP is pretty much at right now. All right. Well, that was the Crown Store update. I know a lot of people are excited, mostly about the Nord costume, because, well, maybe not the Nord costume itself, but the Three Fates costume is definitely something that I think everyone wants to know. Avi, I know you will probably get the DC one as soon as it comes out. I just know you will.
Oh yeah, I can't wait. It matches my DCN. My DCN character perfectly. So.
Oh, right. Yeah, it does. It really does. So I think you're just going to have to.
Yep.
All right, let's see.
The only downside is you will blend in with absolutely everyone else on the entire server.
Stop looking like me.
Just go. Yeah, that's... I don't know. I kind of look like everybody else right now, I think, because I'm in love with the mercenary gear, and I have like full mercenary gear on, and I love every second of it. So, I don't know. That's what I'm sticking with. All right, let's see what else we got here on the news docket. Patch 2.2.9 came out, which is definitely exciting. Because it was an incremental patch that fixed a couple things with Maelstrom Arena, which we'll get into, fixed an issue with the Battle Spirit buff, supposedly, Camouflage Hunter, which it didn't, and Looting and Veteran Spindle Clutch. So we're going to go ahead and touch off one of the first things. We're going to, probably the most important thing, fixed an issue. It was causing many fishing holes in Rothgar not to grant fish if 3 or more people are fishing there.
How dare they?
I know, I almost quit the game over that. That was it. I was done. I was like, outie, goodbye. You guys are terrible. How can you not get my fishing right? Because that's obviously the only thing I do in this game. But no, that has been fixed. The other thing, actually, I think I've heard a couple people say that it's not been fixed in a way. It's actually been bugged further, but it's been bugged in the plus side now, where it's possible to get multiple fish at once.
Really?
Yeah, so like you can get like 2 or 3 rare fish at one shot now when you fish with multiple people. So not working as intended, but definitely working better than it was before.
Yeah, no one's gonna complain about that.
Yeah. No,
time to go fishing.
The one time no one reports the bug, everyone's like, no, it's fine, it's good, no worries. Yeah, no worries. It's all good. Maelstrom Arena. You will no longer receive the Maelstrom Shield as a standalone reward. It will always either come with one of the one-handed weapons now. So, I mean, that's actually interesting.
That's
that's
good.
pretty
'Cause
cool.
Isn't it nothing more than decon crap anyway? Because no one actually wants the shield.
I would imagine so. From the
So
way
it's
they
nice. It's a free extra then.
Yeah. You're gonna get a set that you can use because everyone was pretty much saying that who would ever, like why were we even dropping this as a whole? Because if you don't have both, it was just not even worth it. It felt like so. I don't know. I'm not a sword and board type character anyway. I like the big two-handed weapons. I like to smash things in the face, and that's how I like to roll with things. Which I just hit 41 by the way, and I'm really excited about that.
Ding.
Yay, I'm so excited. So see, definitely better internet already because I'm streaming, playing the game, and it's just amazing. And hello to all the people who just joined chat room. I wish I could see that. I can't read the name from here. Is it Mitchell Oliver? Hello, Mitchell. Welcome to the group. Yay, chat room. I'm so excited to see like an active chat room again. You know what I mean?
It's been a while, hasn't it?
Yeah. It is really cool. Really cool. Because I know we switched over to this new video podcast format, and it was just too much for me to make everyone, figure out how to do all of this. So I was like, forget it. All right. So that was one thing. Arena 2 Sex Balcony fixed an issue where damage from Spinning Blade and Serrated Blade was magicka based rather than physical, as originally intended. Okay. Arena 5 Ring of Frozen Blood. Rapid strikes ability now display proper icon and death recap. Not really that big of a deal. Arena 6 Venom grenades that self-destruct will now do a small amount of damage to nearby player characters and will apply a debuff to nearby monsters, increasing the damage that they take. Fixed an issue where the obelisk would stop glowing, thus providing protection from the spiderlings. I actually do remember this one. That one was a fun arena. I think I died a few times on that one.
Arena 6 is the hardest arena in Maelstrom, in my opinion. I cannot stand it. It is so frustrating. It's so fun. I mean, they did it great, but man, is it frustrating.
Yeah. And Spider Danger no longer casts sticky web specifically on normal mode, so made that a little easier. I was trying to think if that one's the one I died on, and also the poison one with the Argonian Hulks. Arena 7, the healing debuff from Volatile Explosion now correctly reduces healing by 75% in veteran mode. And the Wamasu no longer shows as interruptible while casting Impending Storm. And finally, Arena 9 fixed an issue where you were able to cast Spectral Explosion while in werewolf form. In addition, the animation will now display when you're actually casting it. You'll now be able to use Spectral Explosion while standing next to a sigil, and you'll become immune to lighten lava's molten destruction when using portals to upper levels. So they actually fixed a couple things in there. Also, Battle Spirit would occasionally fail to apply when you entered Cyrodiil. They said they fixed that, but one of the things they had to do to fix it was that it no longer is a trackable buff until a later patch. So if you had any of those tracking ones like Factory or Tactical Foundry Combat, or I'm trying to think of one of the other ones. Why am I drawing a blank on other ones? Cloud Combat, a few of the other ones, it will no longer appear. So just make sure that your health goes up by 5k when you enter Cyrodiil now. So, yeah. Oh, and probably the most important thing, you guys probably all ran Spindle Clutch and know that second boss, the ghost one, was always unable to be looted recently. Like, you just couldn't loot it ever.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, they fixed that now. So now it actually works, and you can indeed loot it. So, yay for all the people who missed out on loot for weeks and weeks and weeks. Because I know I did.
Exciting.
I know, right?
Because the looted drops is so awesome. So need that decon stuff.
Yeah, that's pretty much all it's useful for, I guess. But yeah, it is what it is. All right, that was pretty much it that I saw. Did you guys see anything in there that was of interest to you guys?
No, I think you covered it pretty good.
No, not really. Looked like your standard incremental little point
Point
Yippee
go.
type patch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't anything too special, I guess. Now. All right. All right. Well, let's see what else we got on the news docket here. Oh, it's the year ahead. Why not? Let's talk about that. There's a lot going on. A lot going on with this specific update. Some of them not so happy. Do we want to talk about the negatives first, or do we want to just talk about everything in order? No?
Yeah, just do it in order.
All
Just
right.
Bounce around, back and forth.
All right. First major thing is focusing on the social aspect of the game going forward, which I know, Stelline, you're a big advocate of grouping and social. So that's a plus. We just need now the content to go with the social aspects. Looking
would
for
be
group
good.
version 2.0 will go live with the Thieves Guild update. This will fix some long-standing problems with the LFG system and allow players to group up faster. Have you guys actually been actively using the LFG system, or no?
No, I haven't used it at all.
Really? Am I the only one
Yeah.
who actually uses it?
I usually run dungeons with friends and people I know, so
Oh.
never have too much interest in just jumping in with random people. But from what I've heard, it's a lot better.
Yeah, and I prefer a looking for group tool where we talked about before, like the Final Fantasy one, where I put up saying what I want to do and people join me. I don't like random Johnnies just appearing and us going off.
Right.
You know, I actually like to talk to someone, get to know them, chat a bit while we go do it. Not just turn and go, oh, who the hell's big dick dangling in my group? It's like, oh, I don't really want this guy.
How do you know my alt?
Yeah, exactly. I'm always trying to kick you out. Like, get away. Stop using the looking for group tool.
Stop using the look. I'm like, I do. I actually use the looking for group tool, and I use it more often than not, to be honest. I've not really had too much of an issue. I think out of every time I've used it, I think I only thought of like 2 or 3 times where it's actually not worked for me. And I'm actually kind of curious, chat room, if you've been using it, I'm curious to hear what your thoughts are on it, because I've not really had any issues. Only once or twice. I remember one time in particular, it grouped us with all DPS, and I don't think it was the DPS's fault, like the group finder. I know it sounds weird, like how is it not the group finder's fault? But it had one guy marked as a tank. I don't know if it's because he was wearing heavy armor or not, but he kept whipping out a 2-handed weapon and just trying to tank with that, and like a bow. So I don't know if he put a shield on or something. Like that could have been a person who put a shield on, so that it looked like he was a tank, and then disappear. Like changed his gear. He just wanted to get in fast and changed his gear. It was only a normal, so we finished it, but it wasn't optimal. We died once or twice.
Is this not a case of them just ticking the box saying that they want to be a tank or pretending to want to be a tank, so that the looking for group tool assumes they actually have a tank build?
It could be that too.
You can have two checked out ones, right? Like I believe
I
Estelle
can call
has
it
her
mine.
healing and DPS checked.
Right.
Yeah, I've all mine ticked.
Yeah.
But then I have a roll for each one, so...
You're one of those people who can do all of it.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. The
Not-
thing is, you gotta be able to.
Yeah, not just actually check it. See, I honestly think that's one of those things where the system needs to be a little smarter with that. I'm like, I know some people be like, what are you talking about? Why is the system doing all the work? But I really think the system needs to check going, okay, do you have a skill point in the sword and shield line? No? Well, then, maybe then you're not a tank. You know what
it can't protect people from players. Players are who they are. We've talked about it before in the PvP world. There's only so much you can do. You've got to rely on players to actually have a bit of responsibility.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree, because unless the game had full out specs, that you could change, like World of Warcraft had it, that you really couldn't play as a tank. Yeah, same thing with Final Fantasy 14. But then again, if you were playing one of those jobs and you signed up as it, the jobs themselves in Final Fantasy 14 were, if you were a paladin, there was no damage paladin. If you were a warrior, there was no damage warrior. You were just a tank. and that's how it rolled. Likewise, in World of Warcraft, there were specs that you could not be a protection paladin and not be a tank. You could not be a retribution paladin and say that you were a tank. It just didn't work that way. This game, with being very skill based, like, you know, having the right skills, it's a little different. So,
yeah. I mean, as long as it default, they should default to make sure you've not got any of the boxes ticked. You should have to actually tick boxes yourself. It shouldn't automatically say, "Here, you've got all 3 lit."
right.
Don't expect the player to be responsible enough to untick himself from the roles he can't do. Make him actually tick what he can do. Leave it blank until they do.
Sounds good. All DLC in the future will utilize the open leveling system, like the level scaling that Orsinium and Imperial City had, to allow people of any level to be able to group up and do content in the various zones and DLC packs going forward. So going forward, there will be no more this DLC or this zone is, you know, max level and you can't get in. It's all going to use the battle scaling. So everyone will be VR 16 when DLCs come out, or the equivalent level 50 when they remove VRs.
I figured as much. It seems like it worked out pretty well for Orsinium, and they decided, yeah, this is the way we gotta keep things, because Orsinium had a very smooth launch. So
yeah, I actually really liked it.
They mentioned a year ago, didn't they? They were going to do it like that. They said battle scaling was always the plan for DLCs because you want to maximize who's going to buy it.
Right. Single Malt in chat. Hey, thanks for joining us, man. Glad to be back. Just gotta say hi to all the chat room because yay, chat room. Yay.
Hello.
Single Malt's one of our, well, I guess I'm trying to think of the proper way of saying this. One of our dedicated followers has been around forever. One of our Patreon supporters, great guy, awesome guy, part of the guild. Love running with him, all that fun stuff. All right, let's see here. What else we got? Oh yeah, text chat's coming to consoles finally.
Good. Yeah. Let me say, I don't interact with anybody on consoles because of this voice chat. So I love text chat, and plus the PlayStation has an app on your phone that turns into a keyboard. So you can, if you have an Android or an iPhone, you can just download the app and you have a keyboard right there. So you don't have to go button by button on the PlayStation. You could just pull out your little mini keyboard and type right there. So there's so many different ways around it.
Right.
So I'm really happy that they're putting that in. I think it's gonna help a lot.
I couldn't stand that open chat mic system in any game really, because
That's so annoying. I turn it off right away.
It wouldn't be if people were decent human beings, but the problem is they're not. So
Yeah.
And it only takes one not to be.
yeah, exactly. The one jerk who's playing gangster rap in zone chat, and that's it. We're working on a looking for guild system, as well as updates and fixes to make it easier to manage player guilds. I know they talked about one point bank permissions, like tabbed bank permissions, so they'll add tabs to the bank and we'll be able to grant permissions to them that way. Thank goodness. So that'll be nice, because then we'll be able to actually use the guild bank, leave it open, grant permissions, do withdrawal amounts, things like that, so people can't just take everything, but it can be open, and depending on how long you've been in the guild, whatever your trust level is, you could grab normal things or the expensive things. It's good to have.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so that was one more thing that's coming out. Looking for guild system, though. I know Warcraft has one. They've had it for a few years now. It's neat. I'm glad they added it, because you're able to essentially put your guild in a listing, and you can check what your guild does. Like, is your guild PvP? Is your guild this? And you'll be able to actually, search guilds going, I'm looking for a PvP guild. That's all I want to do. So PvP, here we go. And you can look at the guilds who are there. You can, Velociraptor, isn't ESO first MMO on consoles? No, there's been actually several. I'm thinking all the way back to What was one of the first ones?
EverQuest Adventures Online.
Yeah,
Online
EverQuest Online Adventures. I think
That was
either that one
PlayStation
was
2.
one of the
There-
firstest ones, or Final Fantasy 11. There's
And
actually been several.
There's also that DC one, or that, the superhero one too. And,
DC Universe. Yeah.
Universe. That's what it's
Yeah.
called.
And of course, modern, you've got Neverwinter Nights.
Right.
And, well, PlayStation at least has got Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah. Final Fantasy 14 is massive, and one of the things I don't I know it's all Microsoft's fault, but the Final Fantasy players play with the PC players. I don't know if anyone can hear my son, but he's like
I
screaming
was
his
going
head
to say,
off
who's
upstairs.
strangling the baby?
Yeah. I can hear him all the way down here. It's kind of crazy. He's testing out his lungs at the moment. It's really funny.
He said I have to be in every episode.
I
Come
do
on.
have to be in every episode. Yeah, he's our new fourth co-host. That's what he is. Just so anyone knows, he's actually playing. He's not actually crying. That's his. I feel like squealing, so that's what I'm gonna do. Yes. Ooh, my executioner's got rank 2. Thank goodness above. All right. Let's see what else we got on the docket here. So that was all for the focus on social. They are talking about the removal of veteran ranks, and they're still committed to doing so. But it is going to be scheduled for the second quarter with the Dark Brotherhood. So that's when they're going to remove those veteran ranks, which I know, Avi, you sent me a message, like a text that day going, wasn't it supposed to be Thieves Guild?
Yeah, I could have sworn it was. I went back and listened to it, and he even says it. Then he goes, "Oh no," and he like fixes his words because he gets all tangled up. I just misheard him wrong, but I could have sworn I heard somewhere they were removing it with Thieves Guild. But don't quote me on that. I'm probably wrong.
Well,
I had high hopes.
They've been talking about it for so long that they keep pushing it back, which is one other thing I really have to say. I was watching the ESO live, and oh my goodness, has the community gotten so bad. Like, the chat has been awful, and no longer is it just filled with the PvP meatheads or anything like that it used to be. Now it's just a bunch of people being complete jerks. Like, it was just like really, really bad.
Jerks on the internet.
Jerks on the internet, I know, right? But it's true. It's absolutely true.
A whole lot of buff DK, nerf Sork, then the next guy right under buff Sork, nerf DK. Like, well, everyone has their opinions.
I like Arcaneer in chat. He's working on his Thum. Yeah, he definitely is. He's definitely working on his Thum. It's kind of crazy.
Gotta get him up to high Hrothgar to work with the Greybeards a little bit.
I know. At this point, I'm ready just to send him away. Just go. 7,000 steps. Go. Oh, my goodness. Dear heaven.
He had to mute it out.
I had to mute up there and just be like, my goodness, he's screaming. Oh my goodness. Oh well. All right. So Thieves Guild is coming in quarter 1. The veteran rank removal will be Q2 with Dark
Hold
Brotherhood.
on. I'm pretty sure they said aiming for Q2 with the Dark Brotherhood, didn't they? I don't think they actually committed to a.
Currently scheduled.
Oh, no.
Yes, there we are.
Currently scheduled.
I'm just not gonna put my hopes up anymore. It will happen when it happens.
I'm trying to remember when the last time it was they said they were going to actually remove it. I don't remember when the date was, but I don't know. All right, it's scheduled for Q2, so we're just going to assume that's what it's going to be.
Yeah, just don't get too excited because it is. Things can change.
Things can change. All right. So far we only really know about the Thieves Guild and Dark Brotherhood. They hinted at more coming for quarter 1 and quarter 2, or quarter 3 and quarter 4. But they didn't tell us much. We know the Thieves Guild is supposed to hit the PTS sometime in early February. and it will include a couple different things with Thieves Guild updates. I know there's a new trial coming, as well as 64-bit client, which I'm really excited for the 64-bit client. I know once that comes out, I will be uninstalling and reinstalling with the 64-bit client, because yay, why not actually utilize all the infrastructure that I have, right?
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Can I just say, actually, talking about the VR ranks removal, I'm kind of hoping that that's the point they'll finally decide to unlock the Cadwell Silver and Gold, because at that point you've quite literally just opened up, you finish the 50 levels, the story, and then you get the whole continent and the DLCs. So it's about as open world as you're going to be able to get, and there's no reason to keep it locked once level 50 is the max.
That would be really nice. That
Yeah,
really
it would be
nice.
weird if they kept one of them locked out, and there's really no reward for getting there besides a different zone. It's like,
Right.
well, I just want to go play there now, so why don't you just let me? There's nothing special there for me.
Especially when
besides
your ults have the champ points, because it's account bound, so your ults will be powerful enough to go anywhere anyway, most likely.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
just makes perfect sense to open it all up and give the freedom people have always wanted. That way you don't even need to worry about doing the scaling that they talked about doing for Silver and Gold, because it's not worth going through the effort. But you won't need to once you've gone to level 50 and got rid of the vet ranks entirely anyway.
Right.
Just unlock the damn quest.
Yeah, I need access to all the sky shards, so
All the sky shards will be mine. Some questions in chat about 64-bit client. Yeah, it more or less will just allow the game to utilize more memory, as well as multiple cores, because 32-bit technology wasn't able to use more than 4 gigs, nor is it able to actually use your entire multi-core processor, because it's not designed that way. But with the 64-bit client, if you have a beast machine, your beast machine will actually be able to run the game better. Hopefully that will help, some of the loading screen issues and things like that, and make a lot of loading easier. At least that's the hope anyway.
It would be nice to use more than one core of the machine, that's for sure.
Yeah. So, let's see what else we got here. Dark Brotherhood is... And someone also said in chat that they're saying that there's going to be like 4 dungeons brought with Dark Brotherhood. I've heard at least 1, but I've not heard of more than that. I can't confirm nor deny that, so maybe. I have heard that there's going to be at least 1 dungeon, so that's definitely going to be a plus. Yay. A normal, like 4-man dungeon, those kind of stuff. So we'll get a new trial in Q2 and at least 1 new dungeon in Q2. Or Q1 is the trial. Q2 we should get at least 1 more dungeon. So that's always exciting as well. All right, rolling steadily through this. ESO gatherings and fan events. They are planning going forward to be appearing at a bunch of the major cons such as PAX East, PAX Prime, and Gamescom. So they don't have any details yet in place, but they said they will be there, and so just yay when they get there. Yay.
yeah, that's pretty cool.
All right. It's time we talk about the kind of unfortunate things that they talked about. One being the PvP side of the justice system has been, I can't even say backburnered, it's been canceled. They're not doing it at all. For those who don't know, when the justice system was released, they were saying they were originally doing it in 2 parts. The first part was the stealing, where you're able to steal from NPCs, etc., etc., etc. The second part, which was supposed to come later because they couldn't get it out at the exact same time, was that players would be able to enforce the law and be able to actually hunt down other players who stole and whatnot.
I kind of forgot about that. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Well, that's disappointing. It's disappointing for the PvP players.
Yeah, well, it's disappointing for the PvP players, and to me, it's kind of disappointing for, I don't know, it just made the world feel more alive to me, kind of remind me of the danger of, like, if you're stealing, oh no, will people come and hunt me?
So there's gonna be no form of stealing, pickpocketing, and none of that's coming to PvP. It's just justice free.
Yep. It's that part has been completely scrapped.
I've heard some controversy about it. I know it's being talked about pretty lively on the forums right now, and a lot of the PvP players are talking about it. So there's a bit of an uproar about it.
I know a couple people.
I don't mind it.
Really? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I'm not really surprised, to be honest. It's again the same. I think they realised, because back when they first talked about it, they were still living the dream. You know, the idea how PvP is going to be great in the game and how wonderful people will love it. But like we keep saying, players will be players, and you will always get a bunch who, if they can find a way to ruin the game for someone else, they will. And you can talk about all the great ways they could implement the justice system to try and protect players, but and essentially spend a lot of time and resources trying to work out ways of protecting people from getting screwed over by the system. And there will still be ways that a certain player base out there will find a way to still manage to ruin it for other people. That's the way it is. You can look at the PvP in Cyrodiil. That's what happens. It's the inevitable fact of there are just players out there who like to screw others over. And you can try and put all the protections in the world, they will always find some way out there to continue to ruin it. And sadly, while I would have enjoyed running around in the justice system, I have no doubt there would have been a lot of problems turned up some way or another that just completely ruined someone else's gameplay.
Okay.
It's just the way it is, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
Well, that is so. I mean, there's really nothing too much to say about it other than, it's been canceled. They pretty much argued that exact same point, that they didn't feel that there was going to be a way to be able to balance it without griefing issues, and therefore it has been canceled. I know there's actually been quite a few people who have been remarking upon it. I've seen a couple forum posts as well as videos talking about how you could implement the PvP justice system not to take it away. I don't know if they'll listen. I don't know, but
there'll be 1,001 ideas of how to put it in safely, and I can guarantee you, if they do it, they will still find the loophole.
Right. Yeah, it's. I know it is what it is. So best intentions, but it probably ain't going anywhere. I guess the second thing would be the fact that spellcrafting, while it hasn't been removed, it has been backburnered. So no ETA on when that will be coming back, other than they haven't scrapped it completely, just that they aren't doing it anytime soon. And
no wonder Nick Conkle rage quit. he was like, my baby was never getting in this game, man.
Right?
I must have my controversial pants on, because I thought that was great news as well. So,
wow.
You
I'm all for adding more stuff.
Spellcrafting from the beginning. Nope. Do not want spellcrafting anywhere near it.
Depends how they do it. I mean, if it's anything like Oblivion, then yeah, it's like, oh no. But I was curious to see how they were going to put it in the game and implement it.
Oh, it's just the balance issues will be obscene. I mean, you look at people like you said the other day, they were on the ESO Live, nerf sorcerer, buff, what's it called? The minute you get these stupid spells that come along, and it'll be like, oh my god, everyone can do this, that, and the other if they can get hold of this spell. So the few who have it are gods, those who don't are chumps. And then of course they'll find the best combo, and then everyone becomes the same character because the best spells get plopped on. And it's the same problem as if you went for a classless system. It's one of the flaws you end up.
Yeah, kind of does take away from the classes.
Ironically, you try and push diversity, and what you end up getting to is, boom, this is the top dog.
Right. No, I can see where that's coming from as well. So it makes complete sense. Let's see. The last little bit of news I think that we had there, no, that was it. So that was the end of the road ahead. Now on ESO Live, they did mention a couple other things that I'm going to hit very, very quickly. Character slots will be coming with the Dark Brotherhood. That's at least what they're planning on. So, Avi, you'll be able to buy more character slots.
Yay. Finally.
So more character slots. Random Dungeon Finder will be coming with the Thieves Guild, and they will add a reward for running random dungeons. So,
Nice.
yeah. Housing, barbershop, vet rank removal, scrolling combat text, nameplates are all supposed to be coming this year. So, yeah.
Yay, nameplates.
Yeah, all things we heard about, but it's good to know they're all coming this year.
Yeah, as long as they don't get pushed back. AoE caps weren't mentioned. Robal's going on the next show and said that he's going to be talking about AoE caps. ESO Plus crafting bags will allow people to carry unlimited crafting ingredients, and this will be exclusive to the ESO Plus members. If you're not an ESO Plus subscriber, you will not be getting these bags. They are not a la carte in the Crown Store. So,
Nice, nice. I like that.
yeah, sub reward. I can't speak
Yeah,
tonight.
nice little sub reward that you're not really going to miss if you don't have it. I mean, obviously crafting addicts would, but like I don't have a sub anymore, and I wouldn't cry over the fact that I've lost out on that. Sure, it'd be nice to have,
Right.
and if I had a sub, I'd be like, yeah, cool, I got the bag. But
Right.
in the grand scheme of things, it's not really impactful. Just an awesome little bonus.
Right. Right. Yeah, it's I know they were looking for ways to make the subscription more valuable, and that does make it, because of course they want people to subscribe, because then it's constant income every month, not just am I buying crowns and maybe not, maybe I am. It's constant income, so that's definitely a plus. All right, let's see what else we have on the list. 2 cities in Cyrodiil are planned to be capturable, so that'll allow for a respawn point. Imperial City districts will also become capturable, which is pretty awesome. Hughes Bane, I don't know what that is the zone for the Thieves Guild DLC.
It's a location in Hammerfell, I believe they said.
Yes. It's I know they were talking about it being in Hammerfell. I guess if you hadn't played Daggerfall, you would probably never have heard of it. I'm just kind of curious if it's something that they made up, or is it something else,
I'm looking it up right now, but
Okay.
I don't really see anything on it actually on the Wikipedia.
Right. I mean, and it's not like some people are like, oh, if it's not canon. Pretty much everything that these guys do, they work with Bethesda. So, I mean, I'm just curious. Like, they've already put a couple things into the game. There's my little milk drinker again. He agrees. He agrees. Absolutely. Maybe not. No, he disagrees.
Hey, don't speak for me.
Don't speak for me.
I'm saying what I need to say.
Right? I should pull him in here. He's got 2 little teeth now. It's adorable. Yeah. I don't know. It's just like they pulled in a couple spots already that I never thought existed. Like, I hadn't even known about it until I looked and went, wait, this actually exists. Well, even Stros Mackay. Like, when I first started playing it, I hadn't done any of the spin-offs or anything, and then realized it was pretty much the main area for Redguard.
Yeah. Yep. All of Redguard is in Stros Mackay.
Yeah. I actually thought they just added it. Like, oh, we need to add something. Let's just add in here. We can make any island we want. I didn't actually know it had history.
That's kind of how I felt about Craglorn. They released Craglorn, and I went, I've never heard about Craglorn, and then I was like, oh, okay, it's actually a bit of place that's written in a little bit of lore.
Right.
They've really made it come to life.
Right. And that's awesome. I'm glad that they're doing these things.
It's kind of like the locations that the Elder Scrolls games are probably never going to hit. So it's like, ESO could really take advantage of those kind of places.
Velociraptor said, wasn't Thieves Guild supposed to come with Abba's Landing?
That sounds familiar.
It does sound familiar. I think that was an unconfirmed rumor. because I know even we said it because they showed us lands for Abba's Landing already. Like, they've showed us videos of Abba's Landing. Like, we've seen these things. And I think it was just an assumption. Like, I know even I assumed that. I really did assume it was Abba's Landing because I seen the video for it. I was like, well, I wonder what this is actually going to be about because it's in Hammerfell. But apparently, apparently that is not the case. So, interesting. All right, guys, that's the end of our news. Really, that's it. Nothing else. We're done. Avi, why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about what you've been doing in ESO? Because I can tell you, other than pretty much right now, I ran one dungeon to to see how my lag was, and it was fantastic. But that's all I've been able to do. Like, I just haven't been able to do much of anything. And this is the most I've been playing, even on this stream of ESO since I got here. So it's not something that I can really talk to. I don't know, Stellian, have you done any gameplay?
I bought my bag space.
There you go.
And I fed a horse.
Okay.
Yay, horse feeding.
Yay, horse feeding.
So what you, Avi?
Yeah, all you, Avi.
All right. Well, I'm afraid I didn't do too much, but let's see. I got a baby Netch, which is awesome, and I got Estelle in that nice pirate-looking outfit, so she looks pretty fancy running around with her baby Netch in the pirate outfit. I'm liking it. She looks very Daggerfall Covenant, even though she's part of the Evanheart.
Mm-hmm.
I've been playing on the PS4 a lot, and I've actually been streaming a little bit of it.
Ooh.
So I started streaming on Twitch just a little bit, and had a good amount of people come out, and they all watched me run around and steal stuff and get 10,000 gold so I could finally buy a dang horse, which took forever to do. I swear, starting over is the worst, man. It is something else. I never knew how hard it was going to be to get a horse, let me tell you.
Yeah, I know. I bought the game when they offered the sub thing, or for anyone who had been subbed, like if you just spend $20, you get a transfer. So I got the transfer. But even then, my character, if I were to sign in now, you'd only be like VR 14 or something like that. Like whenever they allowed you to do it, I don't think he was even VR 16 yet. I can't remember, but I couldn't imagine like just the amount of time, the amount of effort I got to. Because all my gear on my main character is legendary, VR 16 legendary. just having to refarm that again, I don't think I would be able to do it.
Even just the leveling process without champion points, it definitely goes a lot slower. You don't feel the power. I mean, I have over 300 champion points on PC, so having 0 is a big difference.
Right.
My only 2 characters are both level 20, one on DC, one on EP, and they're both Brett and Templars, because I'm a healer, so why play anything else, So I'm leveling them. I'm doing it on stream a little bit. I think my DC guy just got the Wayrest and is about to talk to High King Emmerich, and my EP guy just did the Brothers of Strife quest. So he's right in the middle of Stonefalls, and I can't remember if I went to Evanheart yet, but I think that might be my next stop. And besides that, one of the last things I really did, I joined the ESOTR crew for Classic. They did a live Classic in Orsinium, and we all ran around Orsinium, which was pretty fun. I got all up in their footage. So it's pretty funny. At the end of Classic, there's Ivarwin's giving his goodbye, and he's playing his guitar, and you got my Dunmer standing right next to him, smacking the drum, and I just tried to get in everywhere I possibly can.
Oh yeah.
It's a good time.
I like stream sniping people when they do stuff like that too. So just show up on the list.
Yeah, and I came late, so I had to find them. So I was literally riding around all of Orsinium, just hunting them down. So it was pretty fun when I finally found their location. They put me in the group, and it was fun. That was probably one of my first times getting back on the PC, ESO on PC for a pretty long time, and it was probably been over a year since not over a year, but it feels like over a year since I got on my Dunmer Dragon Knight for DC, who's
Right.
still VR9. So
Well, that's because he's DC. I understand that.
yeah. All my guys, all my DCs are like VR9, VR4, VR7. They're all spread around, but hey, they're all gonna be in the game soon enough. So
I know. That's why I'm working on this Dragon Knight right now, trying to get her to 50, so that way when the change comes, hey, guess what? She's max level.
yep. I mean, I've even been contemplating leveling an AD guy just because I know I only have to get him to level 50. And once he's level 50, he's pretty much in the game besides collecting sky shards and getting skill points. So
Right, but in reality, to get a working build, you only need a handful. Like, you don't need tons of skills. I think you could probably do a working build with probably under 100 skill points. Which
yeah, exactly. It's mostly just about getting all the passives, and then I could work around the rest.
Yeah, actually, yeah, it would be under 100. I know you could get a working build. So.
Which is one reason why I do want them to open up when they release or when they get rid of veteran ranks, why I want them to open up gold and silver at the same time, because then I have access to all the sky shards.
Yes.
So,
yes.
That's
Plus, if you've done one zone more often than another, you can just be like, you know what? I don't feel like doing DC right now, even though that's supposed to be the next thing, or EP because it's supposed to be the next thing. I'll do AD because I can, right? It's just like if I do AD, then even if I've done AD before, I haven't done it in a while, I'll break up and then I'll get back to DC or whatever, or EP, whatever it is. I don't have to follow the track.
And
more
since
importantly,
it's all,
you just avoid Grotwood entirely forever.
that's what I was just gonna say. The nice thing is, I can skip Shadowfen and jump straight to East March and go enjoy the beautiful zones and go, I don't want to do this here. So
I don't want to be a part of Grotwood. I don't want to be a part of Shadowfen. Yeah, I know.
I mean, leveling my EP guy right now, all I want to do is get to East March because, I'm finally playing the game in nice graphics because I'm on the PS4. So I feel like I'm seeing the game for the first time, honestly. Right. So I'm just like, I just want to get to Skyrim so bad and see Skyrim. So I'm slowly getting there, but
you're getting there. You'll get there.
Yeah, that's pretty much been me though. Not too much. A lot of low B stuff and just getting used to the PlayStation.
Right. All right, well, guys, this is going to be kind of a short episode, I think, but we're getting back into the swing of things, and I guess we'll just kind of wrap up right now. So if you want to follow us as a network, you can follow us on DungeonCrawlerNetwork.com, on YouTube.com/DungeonCrawlerNetwork. You can follow the network at DungeonCrawlNet and at Tales of Tamriel for this show specifically. You can follow me on Twitter at AgelousAGGELOS_WOF and in the game at AgelousAGGELOS. Avi, why don't you go ahead and tell us where they can find you?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at AviOptimal, AVIOPTIMAL. I just started my own YouTube just for fun, to mess around a little bit, and that's also at youtube.com/AviOptimal. Pretty much everything AviOptimal. In-game, PSN, anywhere you want to go to find me, I'm there.
Right. And Esteldian, sir.
Yeah, you can find me being very quiet at Esteldian on Twitter. Otherwise, that's pretty much it. You won't find me anywhere else.
All right. Well, thank you so much for showing up to this episode, everyone. Everyone in chat room, you guys were fantastic. And if you're watching this on our YouTube or listening on iTunes, Stitcher, any of those things, we hope you enjoy. We will see you next week, everybody. See you later.
Bye.